It's funny. When most people think of me, they think of mayhem, ruin, and, of course, laughter. But let me tell you a little secret. Beneath all the makeup, the insane giggles, and the plans that would make any reasonable person tremble, I'm not really that different from you. Oh no, we all desire the same things deep down. Freedom, power, control over our own life. The real difference is that I just think a little bit differently. And you, my dear listener, have that power too. It's all about the power of thinking. You see, thinking is a deadly game. Most people, most of the time, are afraid to death by their own ideas. Thoughts lead to acts, and actions, well, actions may get messy. But the truly brilliant, the ones who rise above the others, they comprehend something the world doesn't. They recognize that the correct kind of thinking is magic. And what is magic if not the art of making the impossible possible? That's what I want to talk to you about today, the power of thinking. But not just any kind of thinking. I'm talking about the kind that changes the script on reality. The kind that rewrites the rules, busts the chains of mediocrity, and elevates you from the mundane to the magnificent. Shall we begin? Most people are locked in a cage composed of shoulds. You should go to school. You should acquire a job. You should be normal, polite, and well-behaved. Ah yes, the shoulds give life. They hang around your neck like a noose, tightening with every day that passes, with every step you take that is not your own. They are the norms given forth by society to keep you in line, to make you predictable, to make you obedient. Well, let me tell you a little things about rules. They're made to be broken, and not just bent, not just twisted. Broken. Why, you ask? Because they are nothing but constraints set by those who fear what may happen if you thought for yourself. If you allow your imagination, your mind, your true thoughts run free. But the moment you recognize that you don't have to live according to someone else's should, you open the door to potential. You open the door to power. Now, I'm not saying you should go out there and blow up a hospital, though if you do, well, that's your business. What I'm saying is that you need to break away from the concept that your thinking must follow the same patterns, the same tracks that everyone else's follows. The world will try to convince you that there is one way to live, one way to think, but that's simply an illusion. The real magic happens when you move off the beaten road and carve out your own. The first step to tapping into the magic of thinking is to stop thinking about what you should do and start thinking about what you could accomplish. Crazy. What a beautiful word. It's one of my favorites. You see, the world would have you believe that lunacy is a bad thing. Something to be feared. Something to be drugged, contained, locked away. But here's the truth, my dear friends. Craziness is not the adversary of greatness. In fact, it's often the key to it. Think about it, every great innovator, every visionary, every iconoclast who has altered the world has been called mad at one point or another. And why? Because they refused to accept the constraints of common thinking. They dared to imagine beyond the possible. They were willing to embrace the turbulence, the uncertainty, the discomfort that comes with thinking differently. And that's where the magic rests. In the madness, in the willingness to dive headfirst into the unknown, to laugh in the face of fear, and to say, I don't care if you think I'm crazy. I'm going to do this anyway. When you stop caring what people think about you, when you stop thinking about whether or not your ideas fit into their tiny little boxes, you set yourself free. You allow your mind to explore new possibilities, to view the world in ways no one else does. And isn't that what magic is? The power to perceive what others cannot, to create what others would never even imagine. So don't fear the madness. Embrace it. Dance with it. Make it your companion in crime. Because the ones who are mad enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually used your imagination? Not simply to daydream, not just to pass the time, but to solve a problem, to escape a situation, to build something new? Most individuals go through life without ever tapping into the actual potential of their imagination. They're too busy obeying the rules, doing what they're told, and staying inside the lines. But imagination, my friends, is where the magic truly happens. Imagination is not simply about conjuring up magical realms. It's about generating new realities in the world we live in. It's about seeing beyond the restrictions that have been imposed on you by others and realizing that such limitations are only true if you believe they are. You see, the world is founded on limitations. You can't do this. That's impossible. You're not smart enough, strong enough, talented enough, but they are just words. And words, like rules, can be broken. They are only as powerful as you allow them to be. With ingenuity, you can destroy such restrictions. You can take the impossible and make it possible. Think about it. Every great invention, every discovery, every leap forward in human history began with someone picturing something that didn't exist yet. Someone who was willing to think beyond what was realistic and build something new. The Wright brothers imagined humans flying through the sky while everyone else thought it was impossible. Steve Jobs foresaw a world where computers were in every home when people thought they were nothing more than huge machines for nerds. They didn't accept limitations. They used their imagination to destroy them. You can do the same. Your imagination is your greatest weapon. It's your magic wand, your superpower. Use it. Dream greater than you ever have before. And then, take that dream and make it a reality. Fear. Oh, now we're getting to the fun stuff. Fear is the great paralyzer, the enormous silencer, the great destroyer of dreams. It's the reason so many people never tap into the beauty of thinking. They're too terrified, afraid of failure, afraid of rejection, afraid of looking silly, afraid of the unknown. But fear is a joke. And do you know what you do with jokes? You laugh at them. You see, fear only has power over you if you allow it. It's nothing more than a shadow, a whisper, a product of your imagination. But the weird thing about shadows is that they disappear when you put a light on them. And that light, my friends, is your willingness to face fear head-on and laugh in its face. What are you so terrified of? Failure? Failure is not the end. It's merely a stepping stone to success. In reality, the more you fail, the more you learn, and the closer you come to your objective. Rejection? Rejection is merely someone else's view. And opinions, as we all know, are like noses. Everyone has one, and most of them are full of snot. Looking foolish? Oh please. People are too busy worrying about themselves to care about how you appear. The unknown? Now that's the big one, isn't it? The fear of what might happen. The terror of venturing into the darkness without knowing what's on the other side. But here's the thing, the unknown is where all the magic happens. It's where new ideas are born. It's where invention takes place. It's where you truly discover what you're capable of. So laugh in the face of dread. Laugh at its absurdity. Laugh at its weakness. The instant you stop allowing fear govern you, you become unstoppable. You become the master of your own destiny. Now here's the kicker. Here's the grand finale. None of this breaking the rules, embracing lunacy, smashing limitations, laughing at fear. None of it matters if you don't believe in your own magic. Because at the end of the day, the magic of thinking isn't about what anyone else thinks of you. It's about what you think of you. You might have all the imagination, all the vision, all the courage in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself, it's all for nothing. The most powerful magic in the universe is believing. Belief in oneself. Belief in your ability to create, to innovate, to overcome, to transform the world. If you trust in your own magic, then nothing can stop you. So here's my final bit of advice. Quit looking for acceptance from others. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you that you're good enough, clever enough, capable enough. You don't need anyone's permission to be great. You already have all you need inside of you. All you have to do is believe in it. Believe in your magic. And when you do, when you genuinely embrace the wonder of thinking, the world will conform to your will. You will become the ruler of your own fate, the architect of your own reality. You will be unstoppable, unbreakable, unforgettable. So go forth, my buddies. Go out there and break the rules. Embrace the crazy. Destroy the restrictions. Laugh in the face of terror. And most importantly, believe in your own magic. Because that's the true joke, isn't it? The world is yours for the taking if you just have the bravery to think differently. Ha 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 ha. And remember, the only thing standing between you and greatness is the way you think.